Hi guys, I'm Annabelle, and the mid-season finale of Wynonna Earp is here, and I'm super excited to talk about it. But wait! Spoiler warning. Okay, let's do this. In our last video of our breakdown, I talked about how the episode led to no conclusion. But in this episode, we get a ton of conclusions just the way we like it. As always, it's not what we expect. Actually, pretty much everything gets turned on its head. And we're gonna have a whole load of moments where we're gonna wanna say, oh boy, how the tables have turned. The first thing we see in this episode is Rosita. She's caught between a rock and a hard place. And she is being protected by Amylite. Now, if you remember, Amylite was used to protect the herbs at the homestead. And now, it's protecting the revenants. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. Now, Billy, last episode, was helping the herbs. He even did that whole root taken out thing, weird. Now though, he's hunting the herbs. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. Nicole turned into a frog and now turned into a ghost. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. How about the nuns at the sanctuary? Last episode, they looked so nice and helpful. They were trying to help scorned women. Now the nun turns out to be a demon. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. What about Waverly? She tells Nicole, you saved my life. Now it's my turn. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. There's a whole lot more of table turning events in this episode. Like the fact that Holt and Duck were longtime enemies and now they're striking a deal. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. Now Wynonna, in an earlier episode, tried using the Force to get Peacemaker to come to her, and it didn't work out. But in this episode, it works like a charm. Also, Wynonna realizing that Wyatt was a dick. Definitely, the tables have turned. Now, in the past, every villain has always targeted the Earps. But now, the target is Duck, not the Earps. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. And the last time that Waves used her powers, remember? It was on Duck when they were in the garden. Now, she used them to defeat Margot, the one person that wants Duck dead. How's that for the tables turning? There is a missable detail in this episode, as Holt, when he's talking to Duck at the police station, pre-shadows his own death when he says that he's afraid of being shot on the back by an Earp. And that's exactly what happened in the end. Now, we find out a lot of stuff that's quite interesting, like Rosita staying with the nuns. Does that mean that we might get Rosita back in a future episode? I hope so, because I love Rosita. Now, also, Rosita gives us information about the Clantons wanting to keep Alice, Wynonna's baby. And that's kind of what turns Wynonna into this revengeful, save, protect my family, shoot somebody in the back kind of a person. Now, we also learn from Margot that it is the blood feud that creates a powerful bond between Duck and the Clantons, and that's how she's able to get them out of the garden. I also love that Waverly noticed that it was Nicole, the ghost, that saved her from the Reaper. That was an interesting detail. And another super important detail is when Billy says that he has about 1,000 ancestors. Now, did you guys notice that when Holt is pointing the gun at Wynonna, he says, make your peace. Now, that's definitely Wynonna's line. So, oh boy, how the tables have turned. Now, earlier in the episode, Wynonna calls herself a hero. And then she turns around and does the most unheroic thing she could have possibly done. She shoots a man in the back. So say it with me. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. Now we have to talk about the end of the episode and the proposal, because Not only was I surprised to see that, but I was so glad to see that Waverly went ahead and did it herself. She didn't let Nicole do it. Because if you remember back to the last proposal, Waverly didn't do such a great job like doing that. It was more like an I love you and here's a ring, and then Nicole saying I hate this ring, and it was very unclear. Even us fans, we weren't sure if that was a proposal or not. But this time she does it right. She goes down on one knee and she pops the question, will you marry me? And we get for the first time a scene where both of them say I love you to each other. So kudos to that. There's a whole lot more of unanswered questions that are pending and that we still need an answer to. Like, what happened to Billy? Is he still stuck in the basement? How is Cleo going to react when she finds out half her family is dead? Where is Eve? What about that book? We've never seen it again. Who has it? Does Doug still have it? Is he gonna give it back? We're gonna talk about all of these things and more on our next video when we dig into theories of what's gonna be coming next in the rest of season 4. But until then, eat, sleep, watch Wynonna Earp, and repeat.